Today we're in Chiricahua National Monument. It is a very unique spot with these crazy rock formations in southeastern Arizona, sort of in the middle of nowhere, but it's beautiful. We parked up at, I think it's pronounced Masai, and we are looping together Echo Canyon Trail, the counterclockwise leg, and hopefully get up to Inspiration Point and Heart of Rocks. So here we go. So we branched off the Echo Canyon Trail up towards Inspiration Point, but I think I messed up. I was looking for this place called the Grotto. It's on the Echo Canyon Trail. On the loop, they say to start going counterclockwise, but there's a tiny section of that counterclockwise trail on Echo Canyon from the Echo Canyon parking that we missed. And I think it was on that. So we may get to the Grotto, we may not. Anyway, I'm going to keep going up the hill to Inspiration Point. What are you doing? That was epic. This is Inspiration Point. It's a half mile out and back off of the trail, heading up to Heart of Rocks. Relatively flat, I think maybe 50 feet of elevation change, and definitely worth it. These views are amazing. We're gonna hang out a bit and then head up to the Heart of Rocks loop. Here we go. All right, we've got about another mile or mile and a half to the Heart of Rocks loop. This is a different route. We've come up from the visitor center. I forget the name of the trail. It's a more direct route to that, but this went by Inspiration Point and supposedly Echo Canyon if I hadn't screwed that up. What I just realized, I was thinking counterclockwise from the parking lot looking at the loop, but it probably meant counterclockwise looking at a map with north being up, so I came in the wrong side for the Grotto. This lack of planning seems like a common theme on my channel. Anyway, we'll still get to see the highlights that I really wanted to see. So, I'm gonna keep hiking. They have these signs everywhere for some of the prominent rock formations to give them names. We don't have time to go through each one of those. We're gonna run out of daylight, but it's a cool area. Loop's like about a mile, but it takes a lot of time to get through it because there's a lot to see. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going so I'm not hiking in the dark too much today. All right, we're about done with the Heart of Rocks loop. Gonna meet up with the trail we came in on, and then we're gonna book it back because it's about 3 o'clock. We got about 4 miles left to go before it gets dark, and it gets dark early. So we're gonna do that fast. Yeah, so we made it to the Grotto. It's right down the road, parking lot for Echo Canyon, where we were parked. So this is like a 0.4 mile from that parking lot. I would recommend this side of the Echo Canyon loop, counterclockwise, using a map with north as the up for the clock orientation, like a normal person, instead of how I did. Anyway, we're gonna look around a little bit, head back to the truck. All right, that's Chiricahuas, Inspiration Point, Heart of Rocks, and in the Grotto. The route we did was about 8 miles, just under 1,500 feet of elevation gain. We went to the next parking lot for the Echo Canyon trailhead that was just maybe a half a mile, if that, down the road from where we parked, and walked in. It was a 0.4 mile each way hike, relatively flat to get to the Grotto. I think if you had more time, if you took the Echo Canyon trail counterclockwise and then went up to Inspiration Point and the Heart of Rocks loop, that would probably be a better loop. Be longer and probably harder, but that trail going to the Grotto was beautiful. That was one of the best sections of trail we saw. Anyway, that's Chiricahua National Monument. A lot of other hikes out here, campground, and yeah, it's just a really cool spot that is unfortunately in the middle of nowhere. So anyway, why do I keep saying anyway? How many times did I say anyway? But that does it for us. We're heading to the hotel, get some food, relax, and go back home tomorrow. See you later. No, wait, that's not what I say. We're done here. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to put this in here because on our drive down on 67th Avenue early this morning, we were behind a Thunderbird. And it was an old classic Thunderbird convertible. And a dude in a white 4Runner next to him was talking to him, and his license plate said, Timmy C. Was that you, Timmy C? Did we pull up next to you coming out of town this morning? Oh, we're gonna have to move. You took off before we could say anything, man. Anyway, if it wasn't you, it's quite a coincidence. All right, we're heading back to the trailer.
What the fuck?
I don't know what I'm saying half the time. I should probably rehearse.